Alright, so once again, anytime you're doing anything with a calculator, you always have to clear it. So let's go ahead and get in the habit of doing that. Then you're going to hit the word second, then plus, then 712. Then second, plus 722. Then stat 5, enter. Alright, so now your calculator is good to go, which means you'll get the right answers. Now, to put tables into the calculator, okay, all you're going to do is you're going to hit stat. So that's this button right here. You're going to hit edit. So it's on edit already. So you're going to press enter. And it's going to give you L1 and L2. L1 is X. L2 is Y. So all you're going to do is put in the value. So for X, if I go 1, you can press enter to go to the next one. Or I think you can actually press the down arrow. Yep. So you can press the down arrow or enter and it'll go to the next one. 3, 4, 5. Alright, then to go to L2, you press the right arrow. Now I'm on L2, and I'm going to put 9, enter, 36, enter, 81, enter, 144, enter, and 225, enter. So now I have inputted my table in L1 and L2. Alright, now once you've inputted your table, there are two things that you can do from that. You can either find the equation or you can find the graph depending on what the question is asking you for. So let's go first with finding the equation. So to find the equation, you're going to hit stat. Okay, you notice edit is to put it in. Okay, to find the equation, you need to calculate something. So you're going to go to move it to calculate using the arrow. Okay, so move with that arrow to calculate. Then move down to what is this? This is quadratics. So you're going to go to where it says quadratic. So you're going to go to quadratic, or you can hit the number 5. Press enter. Okay, notice it's telling you, hey, you want to use L1 and L2? You want to say yes. So you just enter until it gives you the equation. Boom. So quadratic, remember in standard form, is a number x squared plus another number x plus some number by itself. And it's telling you that this number in front of the x squared is 9, the number in front of the x is 0, and the number in front of the number right here is also 0. So to find my equation for this line, this is a listening check. Put a circle around the words example 1. And you can write y equals 9x squared plus 0x plus and c is 0. So that's simplified to 9x squared. So my equation is 9x squared. Now if they wanted you to find the graph, so same kind of thing. So remember, when you're trying to graph anything, right, you go y equals, then hit graph, right? So now because we don't have the y equals equation, we're going to go second y equals. So it still has to do with y equals, but just the opposite. So second y equals, you're going to hit stat plot, okay? You need to be on plot 1. So you're going to press enter, and then it needs to be on. So I'll press, can I move it like that? Press enter. See, now it's on. You're just telling it to graph it. So you're going to move this arrows until on, press enter, so it's on. And then all you're going to do is hit graph, and it's going to graph it for you. Alright, so you can see there's only one dot. What this is doing is it's plotting exactly what the table is. Now look at the x. The x goes from 1 to 5. The y goes from 9 to 225. So when you see the graph isn't showing, you're going to hit something in order to help you see the entire graph, which is called the window. So think of it just like a regular window. You're telling the calculator what you want to see. So just like a regular window, so if this is your window in your house, you're telling it exactly what you want to see. Okay, so if you want to see from 1 to 5, you can tell the calculator you want to look from 1 to 5 on the x, and from 9 to 225 on the calculator. So if I look at my window right now, which is right here, it's telling me I want to start at negative 10, and that's okay, and that goes up to 10. So that's fine, that covers all the x values, right? This right here is telling it that you want to go in increments of 1. So for example, if it goes 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so forth. Now in your y-axis, you're telling it you want to start from negative 10, which is fine because 9 is after negative 10, but your y maximum is only 10, which means it's only going to plot that 1 point, which is why we're only seeing 1 dot. So if you wanted to plot higher, we got to go up to here. So if you scroll down to y maximum, the maximum y can be is 225. So let's make it a little bit bigger. So I'll say 230, then hit graph. Shh. hopefully I remember to edit that out of the video. Shh. All right, once you've done that, you can see that now the graph looks like this. And because we know it's a quadratic, it's going to be the same on the left and on the right. So it's only plotting the exact values that you gave. This is a listening check, color in the tree in the window. So the graph looks something like that. Okay, so once again, let's write a little note on window. So on window, you have your X minimum, your X maximum, your XXCL, your Y minimum, your Y maximum, your YSCL. Okay, so your minimum is going to be your small sx. Maximum is going to be your largest x. X scale goes up in, like, do you want it to go up in 1? Do you want it to go up in 10s? Do you want it to go up in 5s? Your minimum is your smallest y. Your maximum is your largest y. And your scale is it goes up in. So again, you can make the window to be what you see. So if this is your house, it's going to be a rather small house. If this is your house and this is how big your window is, you can't see anything else that's happening outside this window. You can't see anything else but what's in your window. And that's why you have to control what you're telling the calculator to see. Okay, so we're going to leave it actually, now that I finish this question, I'm going to put that back on 10. This is usually standard, negative 10, 10, 1, negative 10, 10, 1, 1. This is usually your calculator standard. However, sometimes you do need to mess around with it. So let's look at another example. So once again, to input a table in the calculator, you're going to go stat, enter on edit, and now you have L1, L2. A fast way to clear this is you see how, like, you see where it's highlighted? If you do the up arrow, it goes up here, and then you hit clear. Press enter. It gets rid of everything. If you go up here, you go to L2 using the arrows, hit clear, then press enter. It clears everything. So now I'm going to input my second example. L1 is X, L2 is Y. So my second example, 14.5, enter. 18.75, enter. 25.25, enter. 37.25, enter. 44.5, enter. 48.75, enter. And now I'm going to enter my L2. So I go up to L2 and write. And then I go 31943, enter. 53390, enter. 74962, enter. 85316, enter. 68831, enter. 57651, enter. Alright, so I've got all my values, my X and then my Y. So to graph, so again, once you input your table, you can find your equation or you can graph it. So to find my equation, okay, I'm going to go stat, and I want to calculate my equation. So I'm going to go to calculate. It moved down to quadratic because we're in quadratic, so we want to know what the quadratic function is. And then you're going to press enter on everything until it gives you the answer. Boom. Okay, so this one is a decimal, and that's okay. You're allowed to get decimals. Okay, let's round to the nearest tenth, I guess we can do. All right, so we're going to write down this equation. So it goes y equals negative 138.5 x squared plus b, which is 9463 point. That 2 is going to keep the 5 the same, 5. And then x plus c, and c is negative, so it's going to be minus 75744.4, and this 3 is going to keep the 4 the same. Okay, so it's okay to get decimals as your quadratic function, but this is your equation from this table. Okay, now that you have your equation, let's say you wanted to find your graph. So you could actually just type in this equation, but you can't round. You'd have to type in the whole thing in order to just graph it as normal. However, you could just go from the table to a graph. And remember, all you have to do is go second Y, make sure your plot is on, which it is, it's on, and then hit graph. All right, now, If nothing shows up, remember, you have to tell the calculator the window to look through, okay? So if you see my window right here, for my X, I go from 14 to 48. So if I go to my window, what's my X? Negative 10 to 10. There's no way it's gonna show me anything here. So I can just say, okay, let's make my window negative 1 to some number bigger than 48. So let's just say 50. Okay, how do you want it to go up? It can go up in ones, that's fine. If I find that it's too much, I can make it go up in tens or whatever. All right, for my Y, so my Y minimum smallest, Y maximum largest. So my smallest is 1, 2, 3, 5. These are all 5 numbers, and my smallest is about this, the 31,000. So I want my Y minimum to start around. You know what? I'm gonna make it start at negative 1 as well, and then we can go from there. My maximum, my biggest number here is like 85,000, so I'm gonna make it 90,000, just something bigger. Hit graph, boom. You see it has appeared, so it looks like this. All right. So again, when you're graphing that one, this is a listening check. Color in the roof of the house. Final example. Again, to input a table, you just need to remember stat is everything that you need. Okay, so go to stat. I want to edit a table, so you press enter. And then I want to clear all this. I'm going to go up to L2, press clear, press enter. Go up to L1, press clear, press enter. All right, now you're going to put in these numbers. So 0.5, enter, 0.8, enter, 1.1, enter, 1.4, enter. And I'm going to go put in L2, which is your Y. So 52, enter, 80, enter, 103, enter, 124, enter. You go stat, what do you want to do? Calculate your equation. So go to calculate. And what kind of equation is it? It's a quadratic equation. So you're going to go down to quadratic, press enter. And you want to calculate, so press enter, 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 enter until you get your equation. So that is my equation. So we'll go ahead and write it down. For example, 3. So it goes y equals a, which is negative 19.4. Then it goes x squared plus b. B is 116.6. And then it goes x plus c. And c is negative 1.2. This is a listening check. Put a box around the entire answer. This 9 is going to make this 2 do what? Go up to 3. Okay, so this is my equation for this table. If I wanted to graph it, all I would need to do is go second, y equals. Make sure it's on, which it is. If it isn't on, you're going to put it on by pressing enter and then moving the cursor to on and pressing enter again. And then you're just going to hit graph. Now again, my window is a little funky from the last one, so we're going to check what my window should be. Again, you're telling the calculator where to look. Okay, where to look. So the smallest to the largest. The smallest time now is going up in decimals, right? So the smallest time is 0.5 and it goes up to 1.4. So if I go to my window and I want the minimum to be, let's just leave it at negative 1, that's fine. And then let's make my maximum like 2 or 3. Okay, going up in increments of 1 is fine, or you can make it go up in halves. It doesn't really matter. We'll see what it looks like first. My minimum, my smallest number is 52, so we can just leave it. I like having the axis, so I can leave it at negative 1, and my maximum is 124, so just make it 150. Okay, and you can make your window whatever it is, and then just hit graph. Okay, so that's what the line looks like. All right, so go ahead and graph that. Okay, so if we kept going, it would be a quadratic that would end up doing something like that. Okay, and that's it.